whare ko ngā taumahaki e. Whakatau mai rā. Whakatau mai rā. Whakatau mai rā e.
Marama mai te Māori miku, marama mai te Māori nangi. Māori kei au he Māori te kua. Te whakara mai te kua, tau mai te Māori. Haumi e, wei e, ai e. Taki no hota. Ko matiti tua, ko matiti awaro, ko te kehu, ko te wāna, ko te whare pāru, ko te whare pātu, ko te whare pātoto. Hui te rangi e hui ki ranga, ke hui ki raro. Hui ki waho, hui ki roto. Tau mai te kohu, ke hikake mai nei wahora. Te kohu ka tau ki rua rangi matarau, ta rangi matarau, riki. Tau mai te rangi nei, ara ko koutou te taonga, hua kina mai te rangi nei, ko tau mai koutou ki roto te hore. Haure mai, piki mai, klake mai. Hania mai o koutou i tiki matei rua o koutou nei pokohiwi. Ke tuku atu nei ki te tuoro o te hore nei. Ke mihi atu nei ki a koutou te ao wairua, ara te hunga wairua. Ko huri tuara mai ki a tātou katoa. Ko tahi ona tu kōrero hei whakamoi a rātou, e moi, kātou. Ke hoki mai rā ki a koutou, ko tatu mai wangi ne tātou i te rangi nei, tēnei te mihi atu nei ki a koutou, tēnā koutou, a tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou. Kia koe e te rangatire, e rau te mihi atu nei kia koe. Hoki mai anō ki te arahina tō tātou nei. A rōpu, te rangatira, a rātou ko tau mai, ki roto i tēnei o tātou nei whare wānanga, tatahi o ngā pau, o tāmaki wakahaurua, me mihi atu nei kia koutou. Tēnā koutou, a tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa. Ko tau mai koutou ki roto tēnei o tātou nei whare. Ke titiro, ke rongo pai e koutou i te wairua i roto te whare. Te mahana hoki te aho o te whare nei. Te aho o te whānau ki tēnei taha, e toro atu a rātu ringa. Hei aha, hei awhi, hei manaki, e a koutou i ngā wākatoa, i noho ana koutou, tau mai koutou, i te whaiake, i te mātaurama, a tā koutou nei koutou. Whakau koutou i hare mai ki te titiro, ki te rapu, ngā mea mohiona kia koe. Kao, e rapu ana koutou i ngā pukinga me ngā wheako. Hana i puki tā koutou nei koutou, kare koutou i te mohi. Huri ki ene noho mai nei. Kei a rātu te tikama, kei a rātu te maiatanga, ke tuku atu, ke nana mai koutou, ke kahara koutou, i te mea ke puta atu, ke mau, haraka ki te mau anake, ko te tohu, engari ki te mau te huarahi mō koutou, he ora mau i te paitawhiti. Nā reini ka mihi atu nei ki a koutou, mihi atu nei ki ene rangatira, katoa, e noho mai nei, he awhi, he manaki e koutou. Nā reine ko tāpui tu mihi atu nei ki a koutou, tēnā koutou, kia ora mai tātou.
Ko wairaka tēnei, ko wairaka tēnei, ko wairaka tēnei, ka ora e, o mai tō ringa, o
tura rani mai ki roto tēnei o tātou te whare. Tēnā koutou, kia ora mai tātou kāti.
Ati he wā mauri ora.
Kia ora rau.
Ai, tikona, tōtahi he mihi ki te whare. Te whare whakaruru hau. E tū ana. Hei manaki ia mai, ia mātau i tēnei ata. Hei manaki mai i te tikanga o te Powhiri. Kia uru pai koutou ki roto i tēnei whare wānanga o Wairau. I rungi i taua kaupapa. E tū tonu. Te marae ki waho rā. Te noho ko tahitanga. Takoto kia takahi. Te tini me te mano. Kia uru mai ki roto i tēnei taonga o tātou tēnei whare. Te ngākau mahaki. O reira, takoto. Ai, kia rātou, ko mene ki te pō. Koutou, kia koutou. Koutou, ko takahi. Te ara, ki te pūtahi tango o rehua. Tātou, o Pohutukawa, matahi anō kua puta mai, a matariki. Koutou, ia koutou, haere, hoki atu rā. Kia koutou rā, ngā hua, ngā kaimahi, te ahorangi, mihi kawaki kia koutou katoa. Nā koutou i whakamahana te whare nei, nā koutou i tautoko i tēnei tikanga, nā koutou i noho hei ringa manaki, o enei o ngā tauira katahi anō kua tau mai i tēnei ata. Nō reira, mihi mai ki enei o ngā tauira hou, no te kura hōhua whare, no Creative Industries anō hoki, nō reira, mihi mai, karanga mai. Mai ngā tōpito o te whao te motu, o te awa anō hoki, engari e tika ana te kōrero, kua tai mai ki tēnei whare wānanga, hei whakatūtuki a rātou wawata. He aha ai, hei oranga mo te whenua, hei oranga mo te wai, hei oranga mō ngā tāngata o tēnei whenua, hei oranga mo te ao. Ko te tera te tino kaupapa o enei mahi o ngā Creative Industries, kia au nei, hei whakaora. Nō reira, e rungi i taua kaupapa, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, katoa. E tū tātou.
Te aroha, te whakapono, me te rangi mai e tātou e. Te aroha, te whakapono, me te rangi mai e tātou e.
Me mihi anō hoki ki a koe e whaia Linda, te reo tōtahi o te hui te rānei, tēnā koe, ki a koe e matua hare, ki whāna ki a koe koutou katoa, tēnā koutou, ki rohi hui mai tātou katoa.
E taramati rei rau. E whenei pēr te kōrero. I runga āhuatanga. Ka oi pāpauri mai, hana kau tēnei te takai a tātou ni tīrama, a tātou ni mātua, a tātou ni tū. E nei, kia rongo pai e tahi o e nei. Ko te more, ko te rewharewa koe ratu mō āhuatanga. Ko te rewharewa mō ngā manu, ko tau ki Aotearoa, kei marama tunu ki a tātou. E haraka tātou e mea, Ko tāpe mea tika, ke tūpato, mēnei āhutanga, ke kore e ngoro o tātou nei manu, e ki tātou nei rangi. Nā rei ka tupu atu te koroke, e i whakamutu mama te rā. E te atu ka harawa tēnei mātou te inua tēnei ki a koe. Tuko mai ori na manaki ki rungi a mātou. I te matua heo le kau tēnei i te takahi te titanga o te mai. Engari, e whakaora nui ana ki te oranga o tēnā, o tēnā, o tēnā. O te wahanga mo tātou. Mo i ni ahutanga ka tauki nui a tātou. Ke noho marika mai ki mui a mātou. O te taunga o tēnei huihinga i roto i tēnei o tātou i whare. I rua toinga, ake, ake, āmi. Kia ora tātou. My name is Hare Pāniora, and Pāniora becomes a very, very important name. Because I think Spain won. I hope they won. Just welcome to each and every one of you. The point of my exercise in welcoming you and addressing you, because I've spoken to Reo Māori, and those of you who do not understand, that's fine. But all I'm really saying is I'm asking you to enjoy the ambience of the house, to enjoy the wairu of the house. No talks about the warmth that's coming. You already forgot to turn the heaters on. It's on the floor heating or here. But it's so wonderful to have each and every one of you. Thank you for electing to come to Unitec, which is part of Tamahi Wakahaurua. You're really not here to learn things that you already know, but you're really seeking the knowledge of the things that you don't know, and those are things you want to pursue to the highest. Whaia te tika hurangi. Seek ye your treasures, so that you may grow. And these people sitting over here, you want to take a good look at them, and you have it down in writing, that when they start speaking to you, you'll have people speaking to you, and then you can ask, make sure you write it down, you remember that, or when you are coming here, and when you pass, of course. You want to be here, you want to be successful, not just in Unitec, but when you go out in life later on, because it's so very, very important. So all these people on this side, the staff are here for one purpose, and really that's to look after you, to care for you, and to provide whatever you need, as well as the knowledge that's very, very important. For the whare, this is your almanac, this is your Bible, this is your church, this is your university, this is the house of learning for you. You might only have that much from the whare, but you come back again, and you come back again, and you increase that. Because the whare is now your whare coming here. So, all the very best, and I'm now going to introduce you to staff from this side, and to start with my colleague who is sitting here, who will address you. Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou. Kia ora tātou. Kia ora mātou.
Atamare e whānau. I'm Professor Martin Carroll, I'm the Deputy Chief Executive Academic. The formalities are kind of finished, but nonetheless, tuatahi, ki a te whae Jean, tēnā te aroha ki a koe tēnei rā. Kia ora. E te pai tapu, tēnā koe. Nā koe kia ora moko, mihi whakatau. Kia mātou, tēnei rā. Tuatahi, e rangatira. Ahore koe, tēnei tēnei. Just acknowledging the chief that brought you on, who is a professor in his own right here, but today is one of you, bringing you in so that you are doubly welcome and supported as you arrive. Appreciate that. Can I just to find out who we're talking to, can you put up your hand if you've never been in a Powhiri before? Only one of you. Oh, a couple of you? Okay, don't be afraid. The thing about a Powhiri is it's a bit different from your usual meeting, right? This is not the kind of meeting that you normally go to. Because the thing about a Powhiri is that it's a rite of passage. It's a particular type of meeting. A rite of passage is when you come in with one social status, but you leave with another. And there's not many of these So they're kind of special. I mean, a baptism is a rite of passage, right? So you come in as an individual and you leave as a member of your church. Or a wedding is a rite of passage. You know, you come in as a single person, and then, all going well, you leave as a married person. So a Powhiri is a rite of passage. You came here as guests, you came here as strangers, but now you're family. Now you belong. And as Matua says, this is your house now. So when you put your feet on the floor, you can know that you're home. You don't need to have a Powhiri now every time you come through these doors, because this is now your place. And that's a really good way to start, right? It's a good way to start at Unitech. Because the message that you're getting from us, from day one, is that you're one of us now. And we're all part of the same team. I think you made a good choice choosing us, and I love the professions that you've chosen to be part of. I mean, who was it that said, you know, when talking about disciplines, business is how we make a living, but art is what we live for. So I thank all of you for choosing to be involved in the creative pursuits of architecture, landscape architecture, interior design, or in the equally creative pursuits of screen and arts, of dance, of acting, fine arts. You are the people that are going to stimulate the next generation in whatever chosen form or chosen medium you work in. So you made an excellent choice. You made an excellent choice coming here. These folk have also made an excellent choice. Their choice is to get out of bed every day and come here to help you succeed. And these aren't just any old people. We didn't just pick these people up off the street. Except maybe Leon, he had a can of spray paint. Well, we picked Leon up off the street, but everyone else. These folk are the best at what they do. Whether it's in the creative industries, or in those architectural fields, or in the areas of library and learner support, these people are exceptional. And they will never turn you down. So if ever you have a question, don't hesitate. And you will have questions. Because learning, like Matua said, you haven't come here to learn how to do what you already know how to do. You haven't come here to learn knowledge you already have. You've come here to learn things that you don't know how to do. And it's going to be painful. Seriously, it's going to be painful. And let me just explain that. So when you are taught something and you think you know how to do it, or you think you understand something, and then you get assessed and you don't get 100%, right? Something will go wrong. Something doesn't work the way that your brain expected it to work. That hurts. We call it cognitive dissonance. It's when there's a disjunction between what you expected, what you thought you knew, and then what you did when you tried to put it into practice. And your body sends you a signal that is uncomfortable. The thing is, it's supposed to. It's a good thing. That's your body's physiological way of saying, you haven't got this yet. And for a lot of people, they can't recognize that for what it is. And so they turn off. They get frustrated. They give up. They go home. They watch the football when they should be at work. You know, they do all those types of things, but actually, that moment of discomfort, that moment of physiological pain, that moment of frustration is your body's way of saying, you still need to learn this. And if you can recognize it in that moment for what it is, that's your cue to come and see these folk. And they will never turn you away because they're very familiar with what cognitive dissonance is all about and how to turn that into an amazing learning opportunity. So thank you, everybody, for that. All right, I'm going to introduce you to two people who, depending on which school you're in, are going to become hugely important in your lives. I like chocolate, I'm just putting that out there. The first one is the head of the School of Architecture. So can you give a round of applause, because he likes that, to Professor Peter the First.
to extend my thanks for the amazing welcome we've had to this house this morning. Ringo, and Cam, of course. I don't think there's a better way that we can welcome you onto the campus and through this door into this house, which, for all the new things that are being built around here, this is the best building in this area by far, by far. And we're extremely lucky and fortunate to have this building to welcome you here and to come back to time and time again and learn from. And that's something really special to this place. And I think, to echo some of the things, welcome. I think you've made a great choice, and my colleagues and I are here to support you because you are family. You doing well is what we want to see. You starting this journey of your development and enlightenment in your selected fields is one that we want to help you pursue, to help you develop and do further. We've just come back from a break. We're starting the new semester, and through that time we do things looking at assessing the work that's happened, looking at preparing for the new semester ahead, doing things like being at conferences and hearing and discussing things that are happening in our world of education and also in the world of our professions. One of those things that comes up time and again, and will be a huge thing for us going forward, is generative AI. And it's not just about do we use it, how do we use it, where do we use it. It's there. And there's a group called Anthropic who make AI stuff and have a vested interest in this. And they say that architecture and even the creative fields, writing and things like this, are really susceptible to generative AI. Yet at the same time, in architecture in particular, there's virtually no use for AI in the field. And while it's true that for a lot of technical things and producing imagery and taking things that people have already done and trying to make something of it, yeah, it'll do that sort of thing. It's the development that you go through here in particular and then continue in practice that says who you are, that allows you to develop a response to people's needs, to society's needs, to produce a design, a new outcome that has never been seen before, to respond to that. And then there was another quote I came across kind of reading some other things, and it's generally attributed to Mark Twain, and it goes something along the lines of, the person who does not read cannot set themselves above the person that cannot read. Okay? Because the way we learn is through reading and comprehending and understanding things, and they shape and develop us. And you can take shortcuts, sure, but you're not going to develop that reasoning, that understanding, that ability to respond in new situations. So we've seen through the assessment, the way we develop our assessments, that those things can get tough. When you experience the cognitive dissonance, which I do regularly, you can run away. You can run into these things that you think are going to help you, but they do completely the opposite. And you don't face that challenge. You don't get over that difficulty. And you don't take that next step on your development into the new career that you're seeking. So, if anything, aside from chocolate, smiles when you see me around the school, a warm hello, how are you going? I've got a problem, can you have a chat? What I really want you to think about is the time that you put in here, making that time really count. Really spend the time learning from us, learning from each other, most of all, spending that time together. Because the people around you, next to you, the people you're going to find in the classrooms when you start there in a couple of hours or so, are going to be your friends. They'll develop into your friends for life, into your chosen profession. So take the time to grow together, to learn from one another, to develop your individuality, your way of responding to that world out there. And you'll have a great future. I'm going to introduce you to my other colleague, Associate Professor Vanessa Burns. We hope you enjoy the morning and have a great semester ahead.
Welcome
to Unitec and the beginning of a new semester. I'm Vanessa Burns, Head of Creative Industries, Performing and Screen Arts, Design and Contemporary Arts. And it's an absolute privilege to be standing here with you today in this awesome whare, Te whare te iti nei. Thank you to our kaikaroa. Hi Linda, Olivia. And our wonderful kaikoreho matua hei, matua ahurungi hau, kia ora. Your generosity, your warmth, and holding us so well today always reminds us that the beginning of a new semester is an atahau, it's a new dawn, it's a moment of possibility, it's a chance to begin again, to set new goals, challenge ourselves, and to imagine who we might become through learning, creativity and connection. So, welcome to our new students. Welcome back, if you're coming back to us on your journey through life. I know there's a couple of you that may apply to. And special thanks, as Martin said earlier too, to our wonderful staff, teaching, learning, support, development staff, who always take the care, the expertise and the commitment to bring you this experience today and to take you on this journey. I've been a student for a long time myself. I studied for 11 years at tertiary level, and I've come to believe that there is something. I thought about this over the weekend a lot, and I wanted to just prepare some thoughts on paper, so please just forgive me a couple of minutes while I offer this to you. But I've come to believe that there's a lot of truth in a quote that's often attributed to American University leader Clark Kerr many years ago, I think in the 60s. But I've always found it very compelling. I find it really, it's a great navigational tool for yourself. It's a good reminder for us to start. And I think right now I find it even more prescient in the age of accelerating AI. And the quote is, the purpose of the university, or by extension tertiary study, is to make students safe for ideas, not ideas safe for students. The purpose of the university is to make students safe for ideas, not ideas safe for students. So at first glance it can sound a bit simplistic, but I think what that reminds us is that education is not about avoiding challenge, as Martin said, or leaving information to technology, as Peter said. It's about creating the conditions together in which people can engage with new ideas, different perspectives, and complex questions with courage, confidence, and respect. So I think it's about creating conditions for safe, values-based learning to take place. I said safe, I didn't say easy. Because a great tertiary education doesn't ask us to stay comfortable. It asks us to be curious, to keep learning, people-centred, and to work together to create newness. And it also invites us to encounter ideas that stretch our thinking, all of us, teachers, students, everybody, to test assumptions, to ask difficult questions, to listen deeply, to disagree thoughtfully, and sometimes to change our minds when wisdom supersedes knowledge. And evolution requires us to move forward in paradigm-shifting ways. I think we have to be very aware of this at the moment. Coming into trade as a creative, in whatever your discipline, you're making an impact on lives in real ways. And here at Unitec, we believe that this kind of learning happens best with and within a strong community. And for me, that's my main message today. Guided by values, we are a community. Our shared values of Tēnā Hoko Tākitanga remind us of who we are and how we work together. Rangatiratanga reminds us to take responsibility for our own learning and leadership. Whatever this looks like, whether you're in your first week or your final year, you have agency in shaping the future. Wakaretenga reminds us of the importance of integrity, purpose, legitimacy in the way we engage with knowledge and with each other. Kaitiakitanga calls us to be guardians of our environment, of our communities, of knowledge, and of the opportunities that have been entrusted to us, all of us. Mahi Potatanga reminds us that learning is not a solo act, it never can be. We achieve much more when we work together, support one another, and recognise that collective success strengthens individual success. And lastly, but of course not leastly, and most appropriately, Ngā Taumāhaki reminds us to approach one another with humility, kindness, respect. In a world that can often feel divided, these qualities matter probably more than ever. So today, I want you to just remember these values, because not every idea is accepted without question. Not because every conversation is easy. Conversations are hard sometimes in learning, but they are important because we're committed to creating a community where everyone can learn, explore, challenge, grow, create, while being treated with dignity and respect. And in creative industries, and I know this is the same with architecture, we know that innovation really comes from certainty. It comes from experimentation, from trying something that mightn't work, from taking risks, making mistakes, learning from them, trying again. Making students safe for ideas, not ideas safe for students. So this semester, I encourage you to be brave enough to ask hard questions. Have confidence to share your perspective. Be courageous enough to listen to perspectives different from your own. And be strong enough to create something that doesn't yet exist. Because we need to be open to imagine a future that's better than the one that you're like, even this morning. As a community, our task here is not just to help you gain qualifications, it's to help you become thoughtful, skilled, compassionate people who can contribute positively to our industries, our communities, our cultures, our people, our world. So as we begin this semester together, I wish you all the Irish luck in the world. I wish you challenge, growth, creativity, connection, success, that you find inspiration in your learning, confidence in your abilities, and most of all, a strong sense of belonging in our community. Tō tū viva España! No mai haere mai, let's make it a great semester. Kia ora. We'll hand over to our wonderful student president to say a few words to me.
Hello everyone, my name is Natal and I am one of the USC member here. I'm your speaker. Sorry, I'm not a president. Just a little bit of myself. I'm a student here. I'm on my last semester. I remember when I sat there the first time I came here, I feel nervous and a mix of emotions. And here I am, I'm on my last semester. I'm so grateful for the team that I had and the support that I had here at UNIT. So on behalf of the UNIT team, we welcome you. We're going to have a good time here. And yeah, so just a little bit of what we do as a council, student council here at the event. If you have ideas or want to have a chat, feel free to come. We always asking this, answering this one. Just feel free to share your ideas. Yeah, don't continue to and congratulations for this exciting journey that start.
On behalf of Violinda, myself, Tonina, Cams, and even you, though, I really want to turn around and thank the staff for being here and supporting us in the tikanga that we are part of. I've often felt that years ago we used to do the tikanga, it's just Māori, and that's it, and them over to you. But I think from the point of view of whakaiti, which is respect and humility, it's so lovely now to have you with us in supporting and to welcome our new students to you. So I'm just saying, tēnā koutou, thank you very much. Now people, we're now going to ask ask you to make sure you take the right shoes. Don't look at the best pair of shoes afterwards. And we did move over to the dining room and we have something here for eat. Kia ora, tēnā koutou. Kia ora, tō Come on, boy. Kia ora.